Hey, Befriending Silence from our book. In silence, we're presence with God. You know, I've got to tell you from my history what this means to me. Asking what God wanted of me over a period of time in my prayer time, I slowly got signs. Scriptures kept coming back over and over. Be still and know that I am God. And one day I was out shopping for something for a confirmand who I was sponsoring, and I saw this large 17 by 30 something picture, and it said, "Be still, know that I am God." And I thought, yeah, it's not like the old L on the head for the loser, but it's a sign to me. And I thought, Lord, you're talking to me over and over. So I began to pray more and more in my quiet time, and I tried listening. I tried a time of just listening for God. And slowly, and sometimes infrequently, there was just silence, but just a sense of oneness with God came to me. It's kind of like I'm out here this evening, alone, silence except for the dog barking in the background. And, you know, you can just feel God's presence if you want to. Other times there was messages or thoughts or even images that came to my mind. And sometimes there was a name that came to me. And if I received a name during that time, I knew I was supposed to get in touch with them. It was something that I needed to say to them, something I needed to do, something I needed to pray for them, something I needed to touch them. And deep thoughts of different directions about a prayer request would come to me. Sometimes all I would hear was the ticking of the clock above the mantel. And sometimes all at once there was this deep warmth that came about me. And sometimes all at once there was this most compelling feeling and even a shiver that went over me. And this time is even more precious as time goes by for me. I usually spend this time between 6 and 6:30, sometime during that time, where I just sit alone in the darkness of the room, alone, and I try to be with God. And I'm consoled, or I'm compelled to whom I am to console, or to whom I'm to help, or I get this sense of peace and a sense of being loved and of cared for, and that's just so deep. It's inside me. In engineering, you have what's called a benchmark. That's a known point of reference. This time of being with God is my time of benchmark, my guide to God. And as the lesson said, that's what we do in silence. We lean against God's breast, listening to the heartbeat of love. He's in us. The Spirit is within us. He's closer than our very breath. Spend some time with God in silence. Listen to what He says. It'll take time. It won't come overnight. It won't be the first time you do it. It may not be the 10th. Stick with it. All at once you'll find this is the most cherished time you can find. So I pray to God that this helps you. I pray for you in your experience with God, that you find His love as I have, His guidance as I have, and that He is so awesome, and that you recognize that and pass it on.